Changing the world somehow through a film has always been a personal goal of mine, but I never realized it was actually attainable until I helped raise thousands of dollars by telling a story. So here is why making documentaries is the most rewarding form of filmmaking. Over winter break from college, I received an amazing opportunity, although that opportunity stemmed from a horrible wildfire. Near my hometown of Chico, California, the most devastating wildfire in California history destroyed a town in November. The idea was to create support for the people that were affected, but the only problem was that I had no ideas for the film. But in January, my dad, who worked as a teacher in the destroyed town, told me his middle school would be teaching out of a rundown hardware store. This was such a unique story, it just really had to be told. It took a long series of persuasive emails from my dad to the district for them to even consider giving me filming rights inside the school, and even the rights they gave me were pretty limited. However, from filming to interviewing and editing to sharing, here are 3 of the most incredibly fulfilling aspects of creating a documentary. So the first reason for why documentaries are so inspiring is for the experience itself.
Absolutely love it. Outstanding. So now, did lose anybody? Who knows the answer to this?
By working on this documentary, I got first-hand experience of humans working under less than ideal circumstances and watching how they adapt to them, which is really valuable. Just being around these teachers and administrators gave me a better idea on how I could incorporate collaboration into my own life.
Or are we going to have them go out to their classes and then take that group and disperse them?
Math, English, and history.
Along with that, this experience allowed me to view a side of education that I'd never actually seen before. Throughout my entire life, I've always been the one being educated, not the educator. So having this experience and being on the inside and seeing how teachers work and collaborate together is a really valuable experience, and it really allows me to appreciate education more than I ever have because I see how hard teachers have to work for what they do. Another incredibly fulfilling aspect of creating documentaries is the aspect of meeting people. I think this actually might be a bit underrated, but you can meet some really cool people while working on documentaries. You're literally telling someone's story, and by getting to know them, you really understand a lot more about them and yourselves.
So like, for example, if Cindy doesn't know it, then borrowing her noise canceling headphones.
Because you can get some of these too if you want to. You can lay them out. Feel free.
While filming this documentary and just being around some of these teachers, it allowed me to realize how many amazing people there are surrounding you all the time that you don't even realize. These aren't actors, they're just people, and by talking to them and filming their story, you really get a good idea at the things they have experienced and have coped with and how they did it, which is really fulfilling more than I think a lot of people realize. And the last fulfilling aspect is probably the most obvious, but also arguably the most important, and that is raising money or bringing awareness to an important cause or issue. After I made my documentary and thousands of dollars of donations started pouring in, that was the moment when I realized, wow, I just made something actually influential. The school that I made my documentary about, despite still being in a warehouse, now has lots more money for supplies and things that they didn't have before. And part of that is because of my video, which really makes you feel good. Not too long ago, I actually despised documentaries. I saw them as boring and a waste of time. However, after creating my first documentary, I can now see why they are such an important art form. It's an extremely challenging art form where you only get to film things once when they happen. If you miss it forever. However, the benefits are huge. From meeting amazing people to actually funding money to something important, I now think that documentaries are underrated. There's just no other art form with as much passion, challenge, and reward as a documentary. Anyway, that's it for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Go watch my documentary. I'll leave it linked in the description below. Maybe donate if you feel so inclined, and I will see you all next time. Audio test, levels. Okay. Dope. Okay. Here's yet another test of this interview setup because the noise is really loud. It's kind of hard to hear. There's so much chaos going on. But I'm kind of struggling to find anyone to interview right now. I don't know where everyone went. They were all here a second ago. Wow. It's loud. Hard to think.